Okay, friends, hopefully this works better. We restarted the stream. We'll do it. You never know with technology. It's those things where you literally, we're in the mountains here, and sometimes it's, you never know what's going to happen. It might be you're getting a full stream, full bars, and then other times it's not so much. So hopefully everything kind of maintains and we can get going here. Getting everything ready. I'm checking this out, waiting for folks to join. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this is a little, I'm gonna have to delete the last one. Let's see it. Details. So I have a couple things happening here. Oh, good. Does it look good, you guys? Look okay? I know you never can tell. I think what happened is we started a little early. We were trying to get a jump on today's live and started the stream at 3. Now, sometimes if you go too early and you're trying to get ahead of the game, sometimes that can, not every time, but sometimes it can cause problems. I am getting some of these powders and I'm putting together my palette while I am chatting. Oh no. Hey daughter, would you mind getting me a paper towel? I just dumped half of this. And I could show you what kind of mess I just made. Thank you. Set it down, please. Better, but blurry. Let's see. Maybe it's my, I'm gonna try this. Yeah, hold on a second. Could be, there's a storm? How about now? Are we blurry now? Sorry, y'all. This is so, as Ellie says, it's really windy outside. So we're going to keep, I'm going to keep streaming until there's something says otherwise. Hopefully that this will clear up because we did everything that's on our list of things to do. So how's it going now? Not glitchy. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. That's, no. So anyway, I got these mica powders. They're kind of really cheapo ones, but you know what? They work pretty well. They're not as good as the Jacquard. Is it Jacquard? I don't know if it's Jacquard. I think it's, I can't remember the name of them. There must be some mental block. Oh no, it's, I can see the name of it. That girl. She's feeling better. Okay, everybody says it looks better. Yay! We'll just delete that last bit and pretend it didn't happen. All right, I'm going to flip these cameras around. I feel like we had enough time with awaiting. You never know. Let's see if I can get on here easily. All right, let's take a closer look at what's happening here. Lights on. Okay, so here are the leather paints in question. These are the acrylic leather paints. The ones I just showed you the purse, and I got these on Amazon. They seem to work pretty good. And in similar packaging, I got this. Might be a different, I'm not sure what brand. Let me see. Small Tom. Premium quality. What kind of name is that? Small Tom. Mica powder. And I dumped in. These have a great big wide mouth jar. And so when I tapped some in there, it all came rushing out. I'm going to get in here a little tighter. All right, that's close. That's pretty good. You guys can see. I feel like that's good. All right, I use recycled lids. This is from a KFC Famous Bowl. Works good. Waste not, want not. What is this? Oh, I was like, what's making the shadow? Oh, the phone is making the shadow. Okay, so try to get that right there. Oh, my friend Connie, and Anne Gardian. I see Jeanette. I see Cecilia and Debbie. Thank you guys for being so patient. Video is much better. Thank you. Karen, I see Karen. Morphing designs. So so we did a little bit of a giveaway on, I was like, what day is it? Sunday. And the winner of that one was Abby Lovett. We'll do another one. This is what Abby won.
This is what Anne got.
And Anne got this one. We have some more too. I made a bunch of them.
Pick another one today.
We'll pick another one today. All right, so what I did here is I got the clear out. Let's see, this is white. Where's the clear? All right, so this is the medium acrylic finisher, basically matte medium, but for leather. I imagine they did something with these so that they'd be more flexible, you know, because I think that's probably the thing. You want something that'll move. So I'm just going to take this. I didn't do anything to it. I suppose if you were wearing it, you could go through and do this. I'm just trying to make these look a little bit nicer. So they had pretty nice, I picked up pretty nice pearls. And I thought this would be good for an Orlando show. I'm going to highlight this and see what it looks like. It might not look good at all, but we'll see what happens. You never know. So one thing I do need to do is I'm going to put my glasses on, because that would make this a lot easier with glasses. Oh, good. I see that folks are saying the video is good. That's good news. All right. Let's try a little bit of this. And I have a paper towel here. I use it to wipe some off. But boy, howdy, does this stuff dry fast, man. That was like not very long. Let's see what happens with this pink on there. See, it might look ugly. You can never tell. Sometimes it can look really cheap, and that's what we're avoiding. But you know what I did see somewhere, some painted leather. It might have been at the show we were just at, and it looked really good, and it inspired me. And there was a gal that her child had a little leather jacket that was hand painted, and I loved it. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna do that. So I'm not being too precious with it, because what I'm thinking is some of it might come off, you know, maybe will wear, just like any leather finish seems to wear. Like even the nicest leather seems like eventually it wears. So I'm keeping that in mind. This is leather I purchased from beadshop.com. They have a pretty good selection of pretty fancy leather types. And this is pretty round. You know, sometimes it's like in a kind of a stiff. This is pretty smooth leather, and you don't see any of the seam. It's rolled. What does they call it? Rolled leather. And I don't have any, the brush that I'm using here doesn't have any water on it. It's very dry. And there's barely paint on it. You can see it's just barely. And I've got this pigment powder. What I think I'll do is go over the whole thing again. Now, from what I did the other day, it seemed like the matte medium, I keep calling it matte medium, and it's called finisher, but it smells like matte medium to me. I think it looks pretty good. This one, I'm going very lightly with it. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Of course, it's easier. The whole reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to improve what I already did and see if it doesn't look a little nicer, because it's kind of boring with the flat brown. We'll see. At least I didn't have to drill these pearls, right? Something good. I used to drill pearls back in the day, and that was always a time-consuming endeavor, right there. Okay, I didn't go with any green. I did a little bit of pink and a little bit of this gold. Ooh, looks pretty good. Did Marty get his motivational treat? I don't think he had a taste of it, but nothing that he would consider as an actual treat. What do you think about that, huh? He just looked at me. He's looking at me with much patience. I'm gonna have to take my apron off. I'm getting overheated. I have on so many thick layers. I left the house today to take Azalea to her appointment, and then just kind of, I've just been in kind of sweatpants mode all day. Soft pants. Today's been a soft pants day. So there's the difference of what that looks like. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that was about 2 seconds. I might go over it again. Doesn't look like I got anything on the pearls. Maybe that one. No, that's just something. There's a little something right there. Not bad. That looks pretty good. And then here's this. It's plain. Let's try it with green. See what happens. I'm using a little of this finisher with it just to make a more transparent wash or transparent paint. And after I rinse the color, I dry it pretty thoroughly on the paper towel so that it's not a watered down layer. Because if you water your paints down with stuff like this, with like patina paint and different paints like that, you're making a thinner layer. And so you want to go as condensed, I guess, or as close to out of a. You don't want to add a lot of water. It just thins your layers. You could barely see this, so let's put a little bit of this gold in there and see what happens. It's kind of like highlighting, and I like it. And this is kind of giving it a green gold. You know what? Yesterday we went to the Biltmore, and we went in to visit the house. And it was pretty cool. My friend Joanne has a season pass to get in because she likes to walk. And she often takes me with her to go on the grounds after 4. And, you can go into they have like a little winery and a little restaurants and things. But my favorite part is their greenhouse and that whole gardening area. The gardens are pretty fantastic, pretty amazing. And it's always kind of a fun time to visit, but it was the first time we visited inside the house. And I was pretty amazed with it. I felt like I was on the set of Downton Abbey or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kind of vibe it gave me. It's pretty fun. This is one with a lot of green. Oh, Connie was there yesterday. I didn't see you, Connie. We stayed the whole day. We were there from a little before noon until well after 7. And I think we walked like 4 miles. It was a lot of walking. So that one, let's see, I'll put this so we could see it. All right, this is the done pile. And I'm not going to heat set these. These directions do not have anything on here where it says you have to heat it up. It says it's unnecessary. From the tips and tricks, doesn't say anything about heating it up. Like back in some of these other patina paints and things, you would have to heat them. Picking that cat. The decorations were way toned down from previous years. Well, I thought it looked good. I haven't seen it previous years. I did see pictures, but I thought it was very pretty and very, like, all the trees were different. And I thought, man, I used to work for a company called the Visual Arts SWAT team, and our job was to decorate for Christmas, and we did the Columbus Mall. That was in Columbus, Ohio. Let me see, I got too much here. Let me get this out of the way so you can see a little bit more what's happening.
I like the picture you took of the Jello.
Oh, Azalea's like, so you go to one of the largest biggest, fanciest homes in America, and you take like 7 pictures, and one of the pictures in this set is of a fake Jello.
That tickled me. I sent it to
Because
Sam,
I was laughing her
and he
head
was
off.
like, "The picture you took of your mom showing you the picture of the Jello. She looks so pleased with herself."
I know, and it was nobody else. It was like in the servants' quarters, and there was like a refrigerator room, and in it was a pink gelatin. I was just like, what is with this random pink Jello? And then I kind of fixated on it. I was like, it was probably like strawberry milk flavor.
I was tickled.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
No,
So-
you showed me that this morning when I was like, I had like an hour of sleep, and I took that anti-anxiety like pre-op medicine, so I was like loopy as heck and like feeling all sorts of crazy. And then you showed me that, and I was just laughing in that completely silent lobby.
Mhm.
It was something.
Yeah, she liked my picture of the gelée. I think they call that. I was like, what did they used to make these out of? And then that got me thinking, man, I'm gonna have to look this up later. So have y'all ever seen this show, Tasting, or maybe is it Tasting History?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a show on YouTube called Tasting History, and this guy, he does this thing where he finds old recipes from historical documents and recreates them. And we watched one where he did Turkish delights, and I felt the same sort of disappointment when I first tried Turkish delights. So my sister went to Turkey in her youth, and she brought me back a dusty box of Turkish delights, and that box was old. It was so dusty. It's like the dustiest box. I was like, did you pay money for this? You carried it across the earth. I mean, I didn't say that because I didn't want to be rude and hurt her feelings or anything. But I was like, man. But it was the hardest Turkish delight. I didn't know it was not supposed to be hard. So for a long time, that's what I was like. I don't know. Edmund sold his siblings out for that hard candy, and I didn't get it. But from the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But then in Seattle, I tried. I was like, I hesitant, like, because I had a fixation, just like every other person that read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You're like, what is this that Edmund sold his family out for? This delicious treat. I mean, even really soft, I was still like, it's not chocolate. So, all right, that looks okay. Let's see what it looks like with this little bit this green. I like green with it. I think it looks pretty good. But again, these were in my storage. They were in my studio, and that nothing was happening with them. So this is what I'm planning to do with them, and maybe I'll give them away. You never know. Actually, if one of y'all would like one of these necklaces, text in the comments section and say if you want one of these painted necklaces, because I'm painting them now. And what's good about it is if you think, man, that doesn't look good at all, you can cut it here and here and have 2 big old pearls, or you give it to somebody else. So maybe that's the giveaway today, is a big hole pearl set. One of these. This is 4 pearls. Joining in, Carolyn's on there. The leather knots you made are very nice. Thanks. They were very, very. When you get on a roll, it's. I made like I don't know how many of them. I don't know how many. But you know what? It was funny. I'm gonna take off another. It's too rough. These lights, man. I was gonna do earrings tonight, but then I told Azai, I said my eyes feel dusty, very dusty. No, I'm gonna get a different green because this green is kind of. It's I'm getting bored with it, so I want a different color. Let's see. Let's try get some white, and let's try this different green. Of course, you could try another pink or a yellow. Maybe we'll try that. See what happens. They are smooth and even. Connie said, I would love a painted leather necklace. Okay. We'll put that in the comments. You guys, that's going to be one of y'all put it in there, and then we'll pick from the comments. Like, Zoe and I have been doing in the last couple of months or so. Oh, I haven't opened this one yet. One thing to note, if you take the whole lid off like I did, the paint comes out really fast. So one thing to do is to make a small hole. Make it a little small. This is more of a Kelly green. And I shook these before we got started. And that's the color. It's a pretty nice green. Carolyn says, does the paint stay on the leather for a while? I feel like it does. I feel like, although I will say I haven't done a bunch of these, so I'm not 100%. But again, if it doesn't stay on there, you're gonna just cut it up. I'm just experimenting because I had them and I found them in my collection, and I wanted to see what would happen because I've been gathering up all my leather things since I had success with that purse. Making a hole in the top is pretty good. You get a little bit of crusty up at the top, but it's better than the whole surface because if you have all of this showing, your paint will dry out way faster. Oh, I see Clem. Hey, my friend. Clem says, hi, friends. I love the Narnia books. I agree. Turkish Delight turned out to be a lot less amazing than I thought it would be. I think sugar was more of a luxury at the time that he wrote those books, so that's maybe why it seems so fancy. I would say so. Yeah, and also they had to ration because that was during the war. And so I think sugar was a premium. All right, let me get some more of this. This is the finisher. And so far, the paint on the leather in the week or so that I've made these hasn't really shifted or budged or anything. And I have a couple pairs of shoes that have, after years, did have, like the paint did come off. I had a pair of Allegria where the paint came off of them. And I was a little bit disappointed because it was pretty nice leather, I thought, but again, sometimes you can't tell, and you won't know for like years. Let's do one of these. So these pearls they have a pretty big hole. Let's see that hole size. You can see where it's kind of dusty, where the pearl dust. Maybe I'll do another small. I have like 6 of these sitting here. So anyway, we'll see how it looks. I might go over them. Sometimes I will go over and over and over. I bought a necklace from a gal she was from like the Isle of Skye or somewhere, and she made painted ceramics. I think it was something like, I followed this gal on Instagram for a long time, and then she suddenly stopped posting. It's kind of weird. I think it's called Greengirlstudios. And she had painted the leather and the twine. It was actually like a hemp that she spun. It was a very interesting texture. And the paint did eventually come off on those, but it wore off pretty evenly. Like it was just part of the wear. And that's how I'm imagining, I don't know. I mean, leather as you wear it can kind of get a little bit like that patina, the natural patina of the leather kind of wears. And so this is a smooth leather. It's not a suede. So let's see. We'll see what happens. I'll go over them because this is pretty easy with a paper towel. And I'm doing everything that I can do not to get it on the pearls. And so far, so good. But if I do see that I get it on the pearl, it seems like it'd be pretty easy to just wipe it off. And I'm not being real precious. We'll just see what happens. I think it looks pretty good. And there I got a little bit on the pearl. Wipe it off. And I have, this is not 100% new. I did see this a few years ago, probably now. I did see some painted leather. And I bet with those, they probably pre-painted the leather before. That would make way more sense than doing it this way. But I had them in my collection, and Might as well do something for fun and use it rather than just, let it sit in a shoebox for however long. I guess I could try to sell them again, but I don't know. I tend to, if it doesn't move, I tend to just put it in a box. And then, if it's finished jewelry, some of it I donate. I have a few friends that are teachers at the local high school. One of my friends, Jeff Dewhurst, has been voted Asheville's favorite teacher for I'm not sure how many years. He's a science teacher. Oh, I see. Wendy, Wendy, Wendy. Morphing Designs would like a leather necklace. I would like to try out and paint one. It seems, it's so far so good. It's pretty easy. I'm ripping through them. I have how many of them here? And I could go back over it. This leather dries super fast. And the metallic on top. Now, I've seen metallic leather. I've purchased it. They must coat it with something because it's not natural leather. It's coated with something. I'm assuming with another type of leather paint. And the leather paint or the leather painted goods that I've bought, like this type of cord, I got some that was like a beautiful chartreuse color. And it did wear on the very edges, wherever it was like the edge of the leather, that you could see the natural color of where it wore. And since this is kind of brown, where it has worn, it's been like a dark brown. So I think even if it does wear off, you'll see just leather color. It's not like it'll be white on the inside because it is actually leather. So, and I think this would work too if you had faux leather and you could just do it beforehand. Or if you have a necklace you're going to try and doctor up, this would be a good way to do it. I'm happy with these paints though. I think it looks pretty good. A nice, this is with a little bit of the pigment powders that I purchased. Now I love pigment powders. Pearl Tech, that's the name of them, right? I just need to keep some out. Because I always want to call them Primatech, but Primatech is the Dick Blick, or not Dick Blick, the brand from Daniel Smith. The watercolors that are made from gemstones, which I love. I watched a thing on making lapis pigment, and it was good to see it because at the time when I tried to make lapis pigment, it looked like such trash. I felt like I'd wasted so much money buying this rough, because you start with rough, and I bruised it. So lapis has to be done in a very specific way to get a really rich, beautiful blue, like you see in the old paintings. To get that is a very delicate process, and there's a reason that stuff's like worth more than gold. I'll maybe go in here some lighter green, just see what that looks like. Kind of pretty. I think this way makes it look iridescent when you go in and have a little bit of one color showing and then shifting to another color. I think it looks like a rainbow hitting it. And this is pretty good because, if it hits on some of the other parts that have the gold, it just goes a greener gold. Pretty happy so far.
I like how that looks. I like the gold near the pearl that you did.
Oh, thank you. Maybe we'll do a little bit more. And what I'm going to try on this too is I'm going to go over it with. I was watching this thing on Instagram where this gal was redoing purses that she found at a thrift store that looked kind of busted, and they use different kind of leather like conditioners and things. So I like it. Oh, there's one. They look more interesting now, I think. Do one more, I think. Maybe one more. Maybe another. Yeah, the pearls on these, I at first when I was looking at them, I was like, maybe I'll just cut them up to get the pearls off because they are pretty good pearls. Pretty iridescent. I don't know if you can see them, but they have a lot of shimmer, and that is due to the layers of what's called nacre, and it's spelled like acre, but with an N in front. And I asked someone that had done the Pearl GIA, that course you can take for gemologists, and you can take a pearl class and learn everything there is to know about pearls. Seems pretty cool, and that's how they said they pronounced it, nacre. I was like, all right, doesn't sound right, but here we are. Let's try some of this white. There is an estate sale that I want to go to on Friday. They have a lot of art supplies. Sometimes when I'm looking for art supplies, I'm also looking for organization. I know I know y'all probably like, pull the other one. Like you don't, I know. My friends are like, you're going to be organizing again. I'm always in a state of organizing, y'all. I'm always in a state of organizing. I think I spend my life organizing. I'm either hunting for something or organizing something. Because I do get that big dopamine rush when something fits properly into a container, that it magically fits perfectly. Then I'm like, oh, look at this. So happy. Kind of goofy, I know. But what are you going to do? I think I'm going to do this one with more pink.
What was it that we were watching that somebody was doing that? And you were like, it's just like Max. It's like some grown man who, like, he was happy about something and he would do the, oh.
Oh, Jim Carrey does that one. That's a Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah, we were watching Truman Show.
Truman Show. Yes, I was like, oh my gosh, you did the same maneuver my son does.
That scene at the end with the boat knocking into that wall is like the most liminal thing I've ever seen, and the vibes are impeccable.
Mm-hmm. Azalea watched the Truman Show. I don't know if many of you have seen that one, but I love that movie.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. They did a good job with that.
That was one that I don't know why I liked so much, but I'm a big fan of Jim Carrey, mostly because I like his thoughts on consciousness. I'm not going to get Azalea could see her. She's giving me the just like, don't do it.
It's okay.
Don't do it.
I don't have anything against it when you say that.
Because that's like my all-time favorite subject. I'll go talk about it. The mysteries of the universe. Anyway, Jim Carrey his Instagram is chock full of that kind of content. If you are like me and you want to hear him talk about that, then I think it's on his feed. I think he does it because I've seen him go live. So anyway, I like it a lot. And I also think you should watch, what was that one movie he did with Kate Winslet? The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That was a really good one. That one's about memory. And I liked it too.
I never watched it, but even just clips of it on the internet made me want to cry.
No, it was a good movie. It was a pretty good movie. I don't remember it being sad. It was a good movie for sure. Ooh, go some of this white. Let's see what happens. We go more pink. Some more pastel pink. Wendy says, been so long since I've seen it, but I love most Jim Carrey movies. Yeah, I would say that. I love him too. He seems like such a good guy. Oh, Morphing Design says, organizing is an ever-flowing, evolving thing. Helps you rediscover items not seen in a while. That really speaks to me. You guys, if you ever come to my house, you would understand. I have a lot of items. I'm a collector. I like having things. No one would ever in a million years say, oh, you're a minimalist. That's not for me. And you know what's funny? In minimalist environments, I don't like that either. It feels like you're not supposed to be in there. I guess that's for, the stuff hasn't been put in yet.
Hospital.
It's like a hospital. Yeah. It's kind of like that. We were just in there in a situation today. So it was kind of interesting. And Azalea we dealt with blood today, and it reminded me that I am firmly in the sort of, how would you say this? You know how some people are not meant for certain jobs? I was reminded that I am in a good job for me because I do not like the look of blood on anything, and I don't like to see it, smell it, know that it's out of its casing of a human body. I don't want anything to do with that part. I'm like, Greg was trying to practice, and I was like, Greg, you need to come up here because I'm getting dizzy. She's changing those gauze pads, and I have to go put my head between my knees. When I was driving and she was kind of zonked out, I was like, all right, now listen, because I started driving around going the wrong way because she was looking at me and she goes, I want pudding. And I was like, all right, I'm going to get the pudding. Just hold your horses and don't say anything else until I get out of the parking lot. And I get on the highway and we're all going in the right direction. So I got kind of frazzled. So anyway, her desire for pudding was, it was immediate. And the gal pushing the wheelchair said, this gal needs some pudding. And apparently she'd been mentioning it. So there's pudding in the house. Too sterile, says Connie. Those things that you never found. I have so much stuff that I've never found in my house. And it's because all of us are kind of, we want to find things. But at the same time, when you're getting ready for game night, what do you think you do when you have a bunch of things on the table? Do you put them back in exactly the place that you found them? Or do you get a tub and do you rake everything into the tub and put the lid on and then go stack it with the other tubs? Because that's what I do. And then later, when I have no choice but to deal with what's in the tubs, then I'm like, okay, so what's in this one? I have tubs that have never seen the light of day for 20 some years. And I have stuff that I haven't unpacked from when I got divorced. That's like hidden in the garage. That's never been opened. And I've been married to Greg for 22 years. So some of that stuff has not come out. And that's okay. It can be in there. It's for the best, right? Don't need to look into it. I don't know that I could find it. And before y'all think I live in a mansion, I don't. I just have a layer cake type of a house where we can hide things from. There's like little nooks and crannies that are perfect. Very strange type of storage. Like, I don't know how the people that designed this house had some odd choices for closets. Very odd. I don't get it. Like the main closet, the master bedroom closet is you couldn't put you couldn't stand outside of it and then like get into it. It's like me standing, I could put my hand to the outside of it and still, I don't know, it's only like 2 feet deep. I don't know if I love that pink. It's okay, I can go over it with gold. And I might go over I will for sure go over them with the finisher and just go over a few coats and maybe even some of that leather conditioner. I think that might make it more supple. A long time ago, I helped my friend who was a reenactor. Now, a reenactor is one of those people that put on clothes and tools and such of a time from before.
I could be real good at that.
Azalea could be.
Oh my gosh!
There's
a girl that we met at the Pearls Yarn Retreat last spring. That Alyssa girl.
Yeah, you never got in touch with that gal.
She's got stuff going on in her life.
Does she live far away though?
I don't think so. I don't think she lives that far. But she was at the D&D night the other night when I was at Alex and Sarah's house, And while everybody was sitting there, she was working on the most amazing embroidery I'd ever seen. She was doing like itty bitty black and white. It could have been cross stitch, but I didn't get a good view at it. And we kept locking eyes from across the room because I could tell we both wanted to go and like talk about stuff. But there wasn't space for me at the table, and I had kind of made my nest in the comfortable chair and just knitting and hanging out. And so I kind of wanted to message her and be like, "Hey, girl, I know it's been a minute, but I still want to go and hang out and make dresses, and I loved what you were working on." My favorite time period that I know the most about is Regency, but she seems to know a lot about like the 15 and 1600s. So I want to pick her brain about that because I have an interest too. She seems cool.
Yeah, that's good news. That's one of the good things about meeting friends in real life, that's part of, the joy. I don't know, that's one of the things I like. So what do you guys think of my pile of necklaces? You probably can't see them. Let me move them over this way. Move it over. See the pile. Look how many I've got over here. Some of them are green, and you know what? That's pretty much dry. I'm going to go over it again so it's not so patchy, because it's real patchy on this side. Oh, what's this? Designers must have been engineers. Nothing wrong, bad about them. I have engineer friends, but the things that come about. Wendy says, feeling okay so far, Azalea?
Yes. Surprisingly, this Coke is settling my stomach pretty nicely. I just have to go periodically spit or replace my gauze patches, but I'm fine. I'm pleased that I'm gonna make a swift and easy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pleased that I can talk and my face isn't hugely swollen on the same day.
Yeah, I couldn't talk when it was when I had mine done, and I swole big, like just a few hours after. So she's looking good, just barely swelling. Looks good. Yeah, these look great. I'm happy with them. I'm gonna go over more colors. I think it looks a lot better than it did. I mean, you can buy painted leather. I would for sure say, if you have some that you're just sitting around, like this, check this out. So I got this from Kate sent this to me, and it's pre-painted. I don't know if you can tell. Let me see. This light is too much. It's kind of like, I guess, a dark brown with bronze on top. And I've made necklaces with this, and when it wears off, it looks just like the brown color. It doesn't really, you don't even notice it. Oh, Donna says, people always say they thought I would be bigger in real life. Donna. I get that because, on Donna's Facebook, when you see Donna's Facebook, she's like kicking down a door or something with her. Well, I haven't seen your fitness
Well, with
ones.
smaller people, the rage can be more concentrated.
But that's the funny thing, because yeah, I know. But Donna is like the nicest, sweetest, like so sweet and nice. And then I always laugh when I see her kind of tough, like whoever did this, blocked. And I'm like, Donna doesn't seem like the person to ever use the block tool. I don't know that I've ever blocked anybody on Instagram or Facebook or anything. But I should, because there's times when you just need to get that, when you need to just be like, no more. When someone's sassing. But then, Donna, you seem like you get people to just say things to you.
Some people just like to rage bait.
Or, yeah, that's what I was about to say. They try to, like, pick a fight.
If somebody knows that you can be really impassioned and that you'll take the time to reply to a comment or make a post about something, then some people have, like, so little going on in their lives that's, like, the source of their joy, is to rage bait you and have you see them, and then they don't care that you're mad at them. They just want attention. That's literally 100% all it is. In my experience, when I used to post things. What?
Who's that?
Oh, hi, Alex.
Oh, is that Azalea's BF? Wait.
Well, your daughter threatens to block me every day. I don't know about every day.
Block. Yes.
not-
Yeah, Zelia is not afraid of the block button. I, on the other hand, would be like, I don't know, but what if? Yeah, I am uncomfortable with
I
block.
could not block Alex, but I just say it sometimes.
Mhm.
He knows I'm not being for real.
That's fine. It's just fine. Sometimes you got to just, I say that, but as a person that I don't think I've ever blocked anybody. I don't know, but or maybe I have. I think that there was somebody that kept asking me for some unusual type pictures, and I looked up how to block.
Donna says, I have most of those people in the cornfields now.
Oh, good.
You what?
Then maybe they're not on there, because I think that there were times when, oh, and I think I blocked. Oh no, maybe I do have.
Oh yeah,
memory
Clem
of
says
that.
it's important to have good boundaries on the internet. Yeah, because people can I don't know, I feel like myself, I can be kind of harsh. Like if I see somebody post stuff I don't like, I'm just like, you know what? I don't want this to ever pop up on my feed again, and then I block them. I'm a little bit cavalier with it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Is
Like,
that
whatever.
a block? I got to be careful what I send her.
No, you don't even. You know what? That time when I had the tonsil stone and I sent a picture of it to Lily and she blocked me on everything and kicked me out of the group chat for like a whole day. She punished me, bro. She said, "Don't you dare show me that nasty tonsil stone ever again," because I had just been sick. And this is my nasty side that I'm exposing myself to everybody
And
right now. But I had a dime next to it, and that thing was big.
So
And
she took a picture and sent it to her friends, and her friends responded in force.
Just Lily.
Oh,
She got so disgusted she blocked me. She didn't even say anything. She didn't even reply.
Well, sounds kind of deserved.
I know. It was funny.
Deserved. I love the pink. You guys can tell I like the pink. So I think that knowing about how other things are painted, like this is painted. They probably spray paint it beforehand, but and it wore well. I'll wear one around, but we will send one to one of our friends here after the live. Azalea will do the picking.
Do a random number generator between 1 and 15 or 1 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
so we pick from the comments section.
Or sometimes I'll count the comments, and if there's like 30 comments or something, I'll set the number to that, and it'll pick a random one. So it doesn't even have to be associated in our stream. That's just the way that I found it to be the most fair lately, because I didn't want to just,
Well, you want to make it where people want to feel good. I like it when someone reads mine, and I don't get on and watch too many people's lives, but I watch Candy's. And
Alex said I saw it. Yeah, I sent him the picture too.
Well, he deserves it too.
He deserves it too. He did not block me.
Oh, that's
He
good.
just accepted it.
Mm-hmm. It's natural. Lenny says, "Don't take drugs and overshare." Right, Azalea.
I'm not even on anything right now. I haven't taken. That's just my natural self. I just talk. I be talking.
Natural.
I don't mind. Y'all can know about my dime-sized tonsil stone. I don't care. I'll show you right now if I could.
No,
it's on my phone,
please.
and my phone is being used.
This is a particularly good pearl. Look at this one. I mean, seriously, I got to get up in there and show you. Look at this pearl. How good it is. It's a real one. How pretty. It's very iridescent. So those, look, they're like long potatoes.
I like those. I never saw those, I don't think.
They were in a box.
I like that one you got a lot of the pink on.
The pink is my favorite. So the pink's been getting a lot of use. I think it's because the pink looks good with gold. And you know what I'm going to do when I'm done with that? I'm going to do a layer of I'm going to get some of this bluish color.
Yeah, pink and gold next to the white pearl would be perfect.
Yeah, maybe that needs a little more pink.
That reminds me of when I did that Raven King painting and I did his pearl earring, and it was like the most perfect painting, perfectly painted. Like there was the shine on it, and I got all of the pink and blue sheen nacre on the pearl. It's very satisfying. I love pearls.
I just made a gross color. All right, note to self, not too much white. The white goes. Connie, was her stone the size of that pearl?
I've had dreams like that.
Oh my goodness.
I've had dreams where I pushed them out. I've had nasty dreams. but I have had a dream about pushing out a tonsil stone that was pretty large.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Like that thing that Beetle was pushing around in that larva cartoon Max used to watch all the time.
Oh, goody.
I know you'd like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. This cat, you guys can probably hear him shifting on. He's trying to get my attention.
Trying to remind you of your duties.
My duties are not being accomplished. I'm supposed to give that cat a treat. Ann says, are you done with shows? That reminds me, because I did how many shows? I set up.
Yeah, you did the Big Crafty one weekend, and the next
weekend before we did the Big Crafty.
You did the Johnson City one on Saturday.
The Yalla Day on Saturday.
The very next day, you did the BIPOC market.
And then we did BIPOC. And then I asked Isaiah, am I BIPOC enough to do this? Because I don't know if I'm...
Basically asking me if you're brown enough. It's like people mistake you for Hispanic and Native American kind of often, so I would say so.
Well, I don't want to take... I don't know. I feel
it's
guilty.
Not taking your mix, so
I'm taking from someone that needs it more than me. I felt so guilty like all day long. I was like, God.
There were a lot of people in there, so
it's good. Yeah, there was a lot of it was very well. I was happy. I was like, folks are showing up for the market, but I was like, hey, I'm Filipino. Come on now. Then I was like, I don't know if I should do it. And then the gal invited me again, so I felt okay. It was pretty good. If you're in the Asheville area, there was a gal selling ongiri, I think it's called. I don't have it very often. It's like a Japanese rice snack. It's pretty good. And then one gal has a farm, and they had elderflower or elderberry tonic. That was pretty good. I like that about Asheville. It's like kind of, you can find a lot of different things around here.
Do you see Morphing Designs comment? Does the leather have anything on it?
It's rolled, and it's kind of that kind of roll press. It's like this. Like they rolled it somehow. I don't know how they roll it to get it like that. I think if I were to
they're asking if you did a coating before the paint.
No. Okay, so there's no coating or anything. I didn't clean them. These were in a box for a long time. So when I made these, I just had leather that I got from Bead Shop, and they're just big hole pearls, just nice pearls. I had some. They weren't the most expensive pearls, but they were really good, and I didn't have to drill them. They had a lot of nice flash. Yeah, these are pretty good. They're kind of real slick. And what I'm noticing, I didn't get any paint on the pearls itself. If I did get any, I'd wipe it off real fast before it has a chance to dry. There's a smudge here. Let's see if it comes off. Yeah, it comes off. A little bit on that white one. All right. Oh, Jeanette says, these are all very pretty. Thank you, Jeanette. We're going to pick one of these, and maybe what I'll do is whoever's the winner, you can just pick one. How's that sound? I'm going to go over them again. For the most part, they are, except for that last one I just threw on the top, they are pretty much, the stuff dries super fast. So I'm going to go over with a couple more dustings of color with this, where'd it go? This is the finisher. And it makes it really pliable. So I think that's the main use of this, is to keep it from being too stiff and probably to adhere to the leather. I just bought some fabric paint. I'm just going to get these, or block printing inks, I mean, that are for fabric. And they have a chemical in it that's supposed to bond with porous fibers. So I think that's what's happening in this finisher or the base of these paints. They have something in them that's like a bonding agent to bond with porous. I bet they would work. The sign or the sticker said it could work on fabric too. So we'll see. We'll see if it works, you know. I guess I shouldn't do them all, but what was I doing with them? Nothing. They were just in a box, so this is a good use. And the pearls, I mean, if it's, they'll last, I think. I wore them around the other day, and it was funny. It was like I got all these compliments on. I had one of these with the a 3 1, and people were like, "Oh, it's so pretty," and I was like, "Well, you gonna buy it?" I didn't say that though. Do you want to buy that? Because that could happen. That could potentially happen right now.
I could totally take care
I
of
could
you.
totally pull out
I could ring you up right now.
I was like, I could ring it up, but I didn't do that. I was like, oh, here's, and then I was gonna say, oh, here's my card, but you know what? I didn't have my card. You need to do some, what do you call that? Branding. Do business branding.
We need to have matching Greengirlstudios jumpsuits.
Oh, I like this. A uniform.
In like a dark green that we can like do some painting or stitching on. We have our little like futuristic looking name tags and headpieces. I think
headpieces.
Well,
headpieces.
I want to make that little headband with the bird's nest on it.
When you said headpiece and dealing with all this dental, I was imagining us all wearing like braces, headpieces, headgear. That's not the look I think that you were meaning.
PTSD.
Pudding.
I know. What else did I say?
She wanted pudding, and then she was disgusted that Alex wasn't there.
I know. I was like, where is he? I guess. I don't remember that at all.
I do.
I don't remember any of that drive.
Good, because I was driving around in circles looking for the exit to leave.
I remember laying down on the little bench thing, and the two ladies on either side of me talking to me. And the only part that hurt was when they wrapped the rubber like strip around my arm to get the blood flow. And the girl was like, "This is gonna be a little pinch. I'm gonna give you a little shot." And like seconds before I was asleep, I was like, "I'm a woman. I'm no stranger to pain." And then the next thing I remember, like I opened my eyes and they're putting my hoodie back on me and like lifting myself into a wheelchair, and I was like, all right. And I was just talking about, like, at one point I was sitting with the lady waiting for you, I guess, and she was like looking at me and writing something down. And I was like, "You guys are going to give me my teeth, right?" And she handed me the little bag. And I said, "What about some rice pudding?" And she was like, "I know you want some rice pudding. You were talking about that earlier." So I guess I remember that part. And then I remember getting in the car, and that was it. I don't remember saying anything about pudding to you or anything about Alex, but I guess I did. Morphing Design says Azalea is still under the influence. She's under the influence of wanting some pudding, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm always under the influence of wanting some pudding. I'm not on any drugs right now. I do need to take my pills again for the evening after I eat, but I am sober. I am pleased that on the little care thing that they were like, drink some soda. It'll be good for your stomach. I was like, yes. Excuses to drink soda. Clem says, pudding is my favorite dessert. I love pudding. During 2020, we had the, the Fellowship of Pudding, where I was looking for the best pudding recipes. I can make the best pudding, Clem. Next time we get together, you have to come up with your favorite pudding, and I will make it. We'll go to the store. I got this. This assignment, I can do it. Oh, we have a few of these. Before we wrap this up, I realized, hey man, it's already getting... It's the last of our Shibu selection from the This is the last of the Shibu. If there's any takers on this, I'm going to put it out real fast because I just saw it sitting here and I was supposed to show it and I forgot about it. So let's do this. I have one of these roses in Shibu Ichi. It's beautiful. Very beautiful. Anne says, you probably had a drug I used to sell when I worked for Roche. You get retrograde amnesia. I don't know anything about that, but that sounds kind of distressing. Clem says, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun times. It'll be fun. Make some pudding, hang out, maybe play some games, play some Farkle. Unfortunately, the only pudding in the house is rice pudding, and I'm not supposed to have anything with any sort of chunks in it, so I must suffer. Unless Dad is nice to me again and he brings me home some chocolate pudding when he's done with his thing. Everybody's been taking care of me and being so tender to me. Oh. Wendy says, I can attest and will having another injection tomorrow, and they give me the same stuff. I remember nothing until they are pouring me in the car. That's a
Wow.
relief. I like it like that. Like, not having to be, because I didn't get any sleep last night. I was so busy being like scared. And then it
Mm.
turns out there was nothing to be. The operation itself was not even like the only part that hurt was having them wrap the thing around my arm, and that was it. Like, that's fine, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't very long. I mean, I wasn't waiting long.
That's good.
So I
I'm
have
pleased.
this left. I think I have one left of this. If you're interested, here are the lot numbers. $5.95 on this rose connector. On this mermaid, it's $5.90. And let's see, I have one of these guys, one of my little mandrake plant people, $5.94. And I have one of these iris links left, $5.92. So these are the last of that Shibu we had, Shibu Ichi from Sunday. So if there's any of these, this is the last of it before we put it on the website, or I'll make jewelry with it. So, oh, let's see. Clem says, come and visit Cali this spring. Wheat pudding and bead for sure. That sounds like fun. I
like
haven't
going
been to California since Fresno. And that's been at least a
I
year.
miss Kate and Chris and
Yes.
Alfie.
And Alfie.
Alfie, you're the biggest cat I've ever seen.
Biggest cat.
He knew what I was talking about because he moved to the end of the bed after that. He's a good cat. They were like, Alfie usually leaves everybody alone but Chris, and here he is sleeping on my feet. I felt so superior. He's a good cat.
Yeah, he is a good cat. Big cat. It's a big, heavy duty. I don't feel the seam of this leather. I don't feel it. It feels rounded. So let's get crafty, says Clem. I'm in the mood. We'll have a creative explosion. Sounds kind of distressing, but it's fun times. So I would say this paint, from what I'm going to put one on after I coat it again. I'm going to do probably another round of this and a little bit more, maybe to fill it in a little, just so it's not patchy looking. But I kind of don't mind it being kind of watercolory. I think it looks pretty good. It looks like when I'm looking at the screen, it looks a little patchy, but in real life, it looks way nicer than it did. So, like more elevated, I guess, than just plain dark brown leather. And I think the dark brown leather just looked too shiny. I think that was the big problem with it. Even though this is shiny, I think that was kind of almost like, it looked almost like vinyl. And you know what I've been known to do? I have these. So I take these sponges I get them at Ace Hardware and cut them up. So this is like about this big. And I cut this up into these pieces and I use them on my pewter. So you can get, let me see, I was going to find something that's already done. All these painted things. Let me show how this looks. So here we go. This also works on leather too. So look how this is super shiny, right? Super shiny. If you go over it a little bit, it's more of a satin, and you can see the difference from the top and the bottom. Now I've used this on leather myself because I don't like it to be too shiny, and I could go over this. Let's see what happens with one of these. Let's take this and see what happens. All right. Wow, I just removed it. So here's the thing. If you want to take the shine off of it and you're like, oh, I hated what I just did, you could completely remove it. It just removed that and it came off like flake, but it also took off some of the leather under there because this is for automotive metal. This is for metal. And it rips through that. You can't even feel it. It took the shine right off that leather. And it would probably work on vegan leather too. But then if you did that, you would get right down to the cloth part underneath, I think. So if you didn't like it, you could take this and easily get in there and remove it with this really abrasive. But now this is turning more satin finishes, and it would probably accept more paint more readily because I can feel it and it has a sanded surface. Whereas this is more of a smooth, kind of like a pad leather. So anyway, there's that. So That's one side that has been buffed with this. Pretty cool. I'm going to repaint that section because I liked it.
You showed
But-
all of the pewter left over?
Yeah, the Shiva's
That's
right
everything
here.
that's left over. There's no more.
That's it. Last of it. All right, my friends, I'm going to flip this around so that I can give Marty something, a little something.
Oh, yeah, also, I think I sent invoices for all that stuff yesterday or Monday. So if you guys haven't gotten it by then, send me an email tonight and I'll get it to you tonight.
All right. The cat, he passed out. He's not in the mood for my shenanigans. All right, my friends. Who's this boy cat? He got up right away. Did you see it? He's like, do not tease me.
He said, don't forget. Look at his face. It's so perfect.
Gripping. Here, baby. Hurry.
I was talking about him today, too, when I was in there.
Oh, you told him about Marty?
Mm-hmm.
He acts like he is so starving.
I was like, you guys, I wish my cat was here. And they were like, tell us about your cat. And they were trying to distract me. I was like, well, he's a 17-pound golden brown British short hair, and sometimes he makes biscuits on me if I put my blankie in the spot. And sometimes last night, he could sense I was nervous, and he planted himself and loafed right on my chest. And I was like, I could use that right now.
Let's see if he'll go and he's making crazy eyes. He's so into it. That is a big, heavy-duty cat. He's into it.
The most perfect.
Hey, and then you know what was kind of funny? There in the Biltmore, there is a garden like store. It's actually a pretty good set of store, and they have stuff from. They had a bunch of stuff from all over the place, and I was like, they should have Green Girl pieces in here. And so I went up. Greg was like, just go up and talk to them and see how one goes about getting into this store. And so we went up to the counter when I was checking out to get a drink. They had tea and stuff. I was like, so who do I contact if I want to submit our work to local artists for consideration for this store? And the guy was like, I don't know who you would talk to. And this guy comes out and he's just walks in. She goes, hey there, who would these folks talk to for submission? And he goes, oh, that's in my department. Here's the person that's the buyer. I was like, so fortuitous. It was like the moment we asked, this guy comes out and we get the number. And I was like, sometimes things just drop in your lap like that. So hopefully we can get our things into the Biltmore. And we told them about our work and they seemed very interested. Had some samples and I was like,
Seemed interested.
Plus, it was local work, so that's another thing.
Seemed interested at the sewing place too. I was pleased about that.
So we're trying to get more of our things out on our finished necklaces and things. So yeah, that was pretty good news. All right, planning the Spring California GGS gang meetup. Yeah, I bet if we talk to Sarah, because they're in Santa Rosa area, I think that they would probably know where a good meetup location. Connie says, I have a friend who sells their stuff there. Nice. That's good. I'll have to pick your brain on that, Connie. We're becoming more bold with trying to sell in things that are not, because we've sold components and we've only probably for the last 5 years have started doing more like arts and crafts shows because the bead show industry is kind of dried up, if you know what I'm saying, as far as it's not the same. It used to be bead shows every other weekend. So, sometimes you got to pivot and do something else. And, I think that would be a good fit for us. Oh, she makes embroidered hand towels. I don't know if I saw those. But they had several different levels of store. And of course, the one I would love is the fine jewelry, have a reason to cast in gold. But I don't know. Oh, Michelle says, I love the necklace you're wearing today. Hey, my friend Chris Silva made this for me a long, long time ago. It's very heavy and full of treasures. Full of treasures. And it has one of my birds. I put it on there. That's one. She had a hand on it, but I changed it around a little bit. Oh, there's that boy. All right. Softlex could give us some tips. Yeah, I would love for us to do something with, Softlex could maybe, I don't know what I drove past their headquarters before it was opened, and it looked like big enough. I don't know anything about their inside. So anyway, all right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, I would love to have our finished things. We're working on a display, like a point of sale display of necklaces. And Azalea went to the local sewing fabric store that just opened up within the last few months and talked to the owner. I was like, Azalea is so bold. She's like, would you be interested in viewing some of our handmade buttons we have here? And they were like, yes, we would. So I was like, good job, Azalea. So anyway, getting oh, Michelle was like, I knew that was your bird. Yeah, you probably did know. This is one of my favorite ones. It has a little hole in the beak, and it is one of my favorite ones. All right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you on Sunday. We're going to do something fun. We're done with our live action shows for the year. I have a Christmas party that we're invited to on Saturday, and we're having our game night on Friday, but we will have something fun and new to share for a live sale on Sunday. We're going to get something good. Either, I'm going to go into the studio and hunt some stuff up. So anyway, we'll pick from these comments and do a little bit of a giveaway for whoever we pick, either 1 through a certain number, or I'm not sure how we'll do it, but that'll be part of this day, is the giveaway of a little pearl and leather necklace. This cat's acting like it's empty, honey. It's empty. Look, he's acting like there's still something in it. He's acting like he hasn't eaten in a month.
Nobody suspects that.
Yeah. All right, my friends, I will see you on Sunday. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the week. We love you out there, and see you on Sunday.